Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Popcorn for Dinner, where I'm going to be talking about Top Boy, a very special show that has just come out. I'm joined by two very special guests, two of my very good friends, E Square, Iman Ebuka.
Why? Why?
Cool,
Why?
cool. Don't
Why?
give him the
Why?
reaction he wants. Don't give him the
Why?
reaction he wants. Don't give him the
Why?
reaction he
I'm just
wants.
gonna say I didn't come up with that nickname. My girlfriend came up with it, so you know
Okay.
who to fight. So
I'm editing the episode, so I'll just cut that out. Hi guys. Um happy to be here. Excited to talk about Top Boy. I think it's been a while since we had a new season of Top Boy, and the last season ended on a really interesting note. So I think everyone's been
Mhm.
itching to see what happens and what it
Yeah,
means
yeah.
for Summer House.
Yeah,
Summer House
therefore,
ended.
yeah, for
They've
Summer
left.
House and
They've left Summer House, isn't it?
no,
Nah,
no.
they're still in the Summer House area now.
Fairs, not
Like,
Fairs. No, I think of it because Netflix separated it into two shows now. Like Top Boy Summer
yeah.
House is like the prequel, and this is now just
Oh,
Top Boy.
fair enough.
But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah, nah. Me, I'm gassed to talk about this. I'm happy to be back. Popcorn for dinner renewed my deal last second. My representatives told me here we go. So so here we are. Here we are. Now I'm gassed. I'm gassed. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the show. To be honest, it's been quite some time since it ended the last season. Like Ibuka said, ended on a very crazy note. I feel like last season it was good, but we didn't have many moments like that, and I think that very end was so like sharp,
It was
and
deep.
people were looking forward to like what the hell is Sully doing. So let's actually get into that. What the hell is Sully actually doing, guys? What do you think is
Sully
happening?
has just never forgiven Jamie, and Sully just doesn't seem like the type to ever forgive. I even think Sully has, if as you can see in even these first two episodes, Sully has also never forgiven Duchesne. He just realizes he needs Duchesne to an extent, and him and Duchesne have been through too much for him to do Duchesne like he did Sully, but did Jamie, sorry. But I just think
Yeah,
Sully just never forgives, never forgets, and no matter what, like Jamie killed what's his boy's name? I forgot his boy. But Jamie killed his
Oh,
best
that
kids,
boy.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
kids,
he
yeah,
killed
yeah.
kids for Duchesne and Sully, and Sully still did him like that, man. So yeah, Sully just he just never forgives and forgets, and he's also emotional. So once you give
Mm.
Sully a negative emotional reaction, he is stupid enough to be led by it. So
I
yeah,
think the way me I see Sully is a bit different. Like Sully kind of reminds me of like 50 in power. It's like he's one of those guys that like as much as he's smart and he knows the game and stuff, he just doesn't want to let go. He doesn't want to believe that like, oh my, this game is passing me by. Like he wants to believe that like the game can't succeed without him. Basically, that's how I feel he is because we get into it in the episode. Even when things start going left, he's like, "Are you sabotaging me?" kind of thing. He doesn't want to take. He doesn't believe that like he can go wrong. He just feels like he knows the game too well. No one can know it to his level, and he felt like Jamie was getting too big for his boots. Like, who is this youngin trying to show hands here? Like, bro, stay in your lane, and he puts him in a body bag, man. But
yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's what Sully is on at the moment. It's just like like he thinks he needs to be top dog, and he was happy to work with Duchesne, but he wants that respect as well,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that's
it goes back to what the show is all about, in it. Like, who is the top boy? Like,
mm,
Sully wants to be the top boy. He believes he is the top boy. He doesn't want to He doesn't want to take orders from anybody. He doesn't want to be seen as this person's right hand man, even if it's like they're equal. But at the end of the day, like Sully is kind of like Duchesne's right hand man. If you get like, yeah. But I think, yeah, I'm leaning towards what Imai is saying, that he therefore doesn't want to be seen as following someone's orders and stuff. But Ibuka, sorry, you were going to say something.
No, I'm saying I feel like that's an interesting point. I actually never considered that. Sully might have just done it out of pure insecurity. Like this Jamie guy is smart, he's making the right moves.
yeah,
And he might have also been scared. Because like this
yeah,
is interesting thing about that. Sully and Duchesne told Jamie to kill his best friend. and Jamie killed his best friend. So Sully must have been thinking, right, this guy
Rough.
is willing to go
This
where
guy's
I
here,
can't even
man.
go. Because Sully could never kill Duchesne. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
so Jamie, so he's probably thinking this Jamie guy is smart. You know, he has the streets right now, and he's also very ruthless, and he's willing to play his role. Like he's willing to,
he's ready to do
yeah.
anything for the game.
So that's
Not
interesting. I
gonna
didn't actually
lie.
think about it that way.
I'm not gonna
And I
lie.
think,
Jamie pulled a masterclass in the whole Moroccan link thing. Like 10 over 10
yeah,
performance. You
Yeah,
yeah,
know,
that's
exactly.
just
Like, so yeah, it might have been him just seeing to the future and seeing that, man, like this Jamie
he's
guy
not going to be
is,
anymore, you know.
yeah, it's just a matter of time before he surpasses us or he does something to us to further his own ambitions.
and I think it's a
No
case
mercy.
of Duchesne told Sully that like I want to like let's retire. Let's step back from the game. And Sully's like, bro, I don't want to retire. And obviously, I think Sully also sees Jamie as Duchesne's retirement plan. So it's
Hmm.
Yeah.
like, if I kill him, there's nothing like he's not going to have anyone to pass his retirement plan onto. Like we have
Hmm.
to still carry on because there's nobody good enough to actually put us. Because Sully loves the game and he
Yeah,
doesn't want to go away from the game. But if Duchesne has somebody to pass the game on to, he sees that. So I think that was another reason why he killed him. Um, so yeah, what about Duchesne versus Sully? What do you guys think? Like, what do you think they're? I don't know if is it a friendship. What do you think they are,
yeah. I don't
bro?
know. Like for me, I feel like it's just one of those. It's just one of those classic things. It's like, okay, there's small tension. Um, Duchesne doesn't know that Sully killed Jamie, right? It's just that everybody on the streets is saying it was
Oh,
Sully, but like,
Duchesne,
there's no. Does he
Duchesne,
know? Doesn't know for
Duchesne. I
sure.
feel like he knows. He said he mentioned it straight to him and said, "Oh, so now because Sully was like his son, and then Duchesne is like, so what? I'm next now,
Oh
big
yeah,
man
yeah,
Sully."
true, true,
He
true. Because I
implies
was
that
just
he
like,
knows.
yeah, Fez. I was just saying whether like he was doing. I was wondering if he was just doing that to like he wasn't sure, but like trying to. I don't know how to put it, but like
Draw him
trying
out,
to
yeah.
like yeah get what his side was. But yeah, I just feel like it's just one of those things of like okay, fair enough. There, but like the way the season is shaping up, I feel like maybe they'll argue for like one more episode or something, and then they'll say have to come together. Like they're already talking about, that Irish thing, how you handling it, what does handling it mean? I feel like they're just gonna keep going on their own and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, that's how I see it. Sha. So I guess I'm not too invested in the feud because I feel like it's not going to last. I feel like if you're going to do proper Duchesne versus Sully, that would be the whole season. Like none
Yeah,
of all this stuff that we're seeing here. But I just feel like,
Fair.
yeah,
it's
that's how I
barely
see
even
it.
a feud. I think it's
Yeah,
barely
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's barely a feud.
It's a squabble.
Because I don't
Yeah,
even. It's not necessarily because even right now, I feel like Duchesne is happy to step back and Sully is happy to step up. So it's kind of an agree to disagree scenario. Like, okay, you want to be top boy. It's irritating that you're doing it, that you've just killed Jamie, but you're doing it in this way. But yeah, cool. Be top boy. That's not my problem anymore. Handle all this mess, and I'll just go chill with Shelly, paint our nails, have a little nail shop and our nail empire. Just bring me my money, right?
How
Simple.
how do we how do we tell him?
Yeah, exactly. Just bring me my money. Like do your thing, man. So yeah, I don't know. Duchesne, yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, I don't think it will last the whole season. They probably come together to deal with this Irish thing. You know, as much as they like to fight and whatever, it seems like they're really brothers. I don't think Duchesne will leave Sully when he knows his daughter is at risk or anything like that. And
Hmm.
it's just a matter of time before maybe Shelley gets threatened too, and then they realize they have to come together versus the Irish guys, as they've done in every fucking season of Top Boy. It's always
Exactly,
Duchesne and
exactly.
Sully
Like
having to come
all,
together to do something.
all these shows do that thing, man. Like Power is the same. It's like, oh, Ghost and Tommy are fighting. Oh, there's this big thing. Ghost and Tommy are back
Yeah,
together. And then they'll do the
yeah.
handshake, and then they'll play the music, and everybody's hyped. So that's the same thing that's going to happen here, man. Like,
The season ends that way. Yeah, true. So yeah, it's irritating from Duchesne's point of view, and Sully finally gets what he wants, and then that's the funny thing. Sully finally gets what he thinks he wants, which is being top boy, and suddenly his daughter is under threat. I don't think she's ever been under threat in the whole of Top Boy, but yeah, just
mm.
goes to show, you know.
But it also shows you that. Sully is kind of losing his touch, man. Like, bro, the game has changed. You're dropping your daughter at school. Like, like let the
No,
game,
okay,
man.
okay,
Like,
but see the thing, right, is that Sully also believes that no one in that area of London is. What are you going to do? Talk about
Yeah,
like as much
that's what
as
I was going to
yeah,
say. Like, it's not like anyone is just going to step to him. Like, I feel like obviously I'm not talking from experience, but from
man
what
of the
I've seen,
roots, man of the roots.
obviously I'm not talking from experience, but like, because what Ebuka was saying, like, there are some things that if you do it, you just start war. Honestly,
yeah,
if you
exactly.
kill Sully, like you're just going to start a war. So like,
Yup.
what's the
Like,
point? He
no,
knows
but
that like nobody's going to, shank him or do something
no,
crazy
but like,
Or
no, that's
threaten
not
his
even.
daughter even.
in
No,
broad
that's
daylight as well.
you guys aren't getting it. The game has changed. That's what I'm saying. Like, Sully is thinking about it of, yeah, these gangsters respect me. They're not going to do it. But it doesn't have to be a gangster that does anything. Like, if you see,
Fair,
like, Steph,
fair,
Steph clocked his daughter. They're in the same school, poison her
true.
lunch or something. That's it. Like,
Ah, for fuck's sake.
what the fuck is Sully going to
Please.
do?
Please,
Like,
man,
no,
this
I'm
is
just
this is
saying,
not that type of show. If Steph
what
is
he's
going to
talking
do it,
about.
Steph is going to do it properly, man. He's not going to
No,
poison
no,
a
no.
lunch.
No, I'm just saying, Sha. I'm just
Yeah, I
saying.
get
Like,
you. I
if
get
you're
you.
applying
Like,
realism,
actually,
obviously, they would,
that's a great way to put it because yeah, it doesn't have to be a gangster. It could literally be a kid like
if,
Steph who doesn't
yeah.
fear Sully. Like, oh, so what?
Bro,
You have
like,
like I have
he
nothing
knows
to lose.
Sully.
Steph has nothing to
He
lose right now.
and he knows Sully killed his brother. She
Yeah.
gets so
So yeah,
Sully is being a bit this thing. So that's what I'm saying. He's losing his touch. Like, don't you see? Like, Duchesne still kind of has it because he's even like with the protests and stuff. It's like nothing that draws any attention. But here is Sully doing Father of the Year, walking out to school.
I'm
Bro, what do you think this
finished.
is?
I'm
this
finished.
this all just this all just leads
Gangsters
to
are
like Duchesne.
multifaceted, guys.
Bro, this all just leads to Duchesne's point that they need to retire because how do you tell your daughter I can't walk you to school because I'm scared of my
How's that?
ops at
But that's
39
the
years of
truth.
age?
But that's the truth now. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
Sully
obviously, like
doesn't get the game.
I'm leaning towards Duchesne too. Like, let me
Yeah,
just
it's
launder
like
my
Be at
money
the, be at
and
the
stay,
background,
stay in
man.
my penthouse apartment where nobody can touch me and deal with these white people.
also when I think about it, Duchesne and Sully, like all due respect, why am I even saying all due respect? Those like they actually do need to retire. I know people love to
They're
run the
old,
jokes,
man.
but have they not realized that every time they're dealing with people on the grounds, it's always young boys. But when they call the phone, that's when they talk to their age mates. Their age mates are sitting in bars, drinking,
That's what I'm saying.
running the game from like high up there.
Yo,
Like,
They're still running
when
around,
you put it like
no,
that,
It's
but
like
like that's generally the thing. Like in all these shows and everything, like in the drug game, you're trying to rise up, man. You start as a corner boy,
get
you
your
move
hands
up. Yeah,
like cleaner
yeah,
and cleaner. Yeah,
yeah, corner boy that they'll catch you. You then move to being like a distro. Then at the end, you want to be the connect that nobody even knows who you are. You're just chilling. But these guys are like, Sully is here, he's driving range, saying, carrying guns, saying he wants to be on the road. Like, bro, why are you trying to do that? We have
yeah,
family.
exactly.
oh my god, I see why Banky doesn't talk about this show.
You need to know the game.
Oh my god. But now for real though, like even what Ibuka said about why you running around like as if you're one like runner or something, like a small boy.
Bro,
Yeah,
Like
like just imagine, even at work, just imagine
honestly,
your manager
honestly,
coming to carry your laptop.
Shelly has the perfect plan for him. Build a beauty chain, invest this money and just, have peace of mind and just know that this you're cleaning this. Like that's it.
Yeah.
But
But the
what do you
guy
think?
doesn't want to.
What do you guys think about the newest villains or the newest gang in the show? The Irish links.
You know these shows have tropes. Like when I saw Irish guys, I was like, fair enough. Like the next thing is to bring. Okay, I don't know if we've done like Serbian guys or whatever before, but like it's always one of those two
I think we've
houses.
definitely done Eastern Europeans for sure. I think that was
That's
in
what I'm saying.
season
All,
one.
all, all these shows have these tropes. So I'm like, okay, we're in the Irish bag now. Fair enough. Like, so when the guys showed up with the accents, I was like, okay, cool. But when I saw Barry, what's his name? Barry Keegan or
Keegan. Yeah,
Keegan?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. I was like, okay. I was like, I didn't expect this guy to be doing Top Boy. I was like, okay, this is a big, and they got a big actor for it. So I was like, okay, you guys have a lot
Yeah.
of potential. But yeah, obviously, like. it's standard stuff now. They have to show us that the other guys were useless to show us that these guys were serious. So they have to mail their head in books so that you know that okay, these guys are not here to play standard stuff. But as an introduction, it's cool. But yeah, I want to see. I want to know more about like the Irish operation as well because I know like Irish normally it's like Irish mob. Jesus Christ, I sound too knowledgeable about these things.
You've
Like,
been sounding too knowledgeable for like 10 minutes now. I can't lie. I just haven't said anything.
but like normally like the Irish are into like mob and organized crime. So it's like, okay, do they have that kind of network and then they're diversifying into drugs? Or have they always had the drugs? Do they have because like yeah, you're normally talking about organized crime, hitmen and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, what's their operation like? Are they just trying to expand into the UK? Have they been tracking these guys for a long time, or was it just a business opportunity? Like, I want to kind of know more about their motivations, Sha. Like, if we
Man's
get
killed me, man. Guys, I need to see your strategy, your plan of action.
Before I
what's
invest,
your 5 year plan?
I need to know about my ROI. But me personally, right, for the Irish Dons, I just want to see them do something different. Like Duchesne and Sully have fought people from other countries before, and they've had
yeah,
to deal with threats. I want to see them do something different. I don't know if that's going to be in kidnapping Sully's daughter and convincing him to finally fucking retire, or like I don't know. Just I want to see them do something that we've not seen before in the show, or have different motivations that we've not seen from the villains before
yeah,
in this show. I don't know. Like I just
yeah,
want
nah.
because they're scary. They've done something scary. They've shown up. They've killed a bunch of people. But we've dealt
it's
with that
generic,
before in
isn't it?
Top Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I want to see them do something different,
you know,
something interesting.
Because I mean, in the last season, we also I think something even before like we hopped on the mic to start recording, we didn't even talk about is like last season showed us like the Liverpool guys, the people
or
that
Curtis
Lauren
and
were
Man.
with, yeah,
Yeah.
Curtis. So it's like yeah, in terms of what they're bringing to the show, we've seen similar before, but like you said, Ibuka, like what are they actually going to do? Like how powerful are they, or like what links do they have? What are they
Yeah,
bringing?
yeah. Like even the Liverpool guys, obviously they just showed us that these guys were brutal, but they made a point to show us that they weren't like smart like that. But yeah, I don't know. The only thing I can kind of see because I'm trying to again we're recording this after watching just 2 episodes. Like what I'm seeing is that the show is trying to show us that everyone has like a loved one that they're trying to protect at the moment. Like they give it obviously Jack has Lauren
Lauren, yeah.
and baby Jack now, like and Bex, and then Sully has Tasha. Um, Even Steph to an extent has Erin now that he kind of cares about. So it's just giving me the vibe of like and again, it's a very dark thing, but like you're giving all these people loved ones. Is it to kill some of them? Is it to kidnap some of them? Because I feel like that's the only place that they haven't really gone to in Top Boy with the villains. Like most of all the villains have been come and face me man to man, all these kind of things. But I feel like these Irish guys, maybe they might be a bit more sneaky and stuff. Like see how that guy betrayed Sully now. Like I
Yeah.
feel like they might be more underground and stuff. Sha. So let's see.
Good point, I think.
Everybody has a loved one except the woman owing Duchesne 16 million. Okay. Like, I was like, how do you like I'm sorry to that. How do you give someone 16 million and you don't tell their child to come and go to school in your house? Like I must be seeing you every morning and night. Nah.
We,
Let me,
in fact, like
He has
we
no
even
traces.
we
What's
even
he
need to
lost?
talk about that
I
one.
was so vexed. Let's just go back to the main this is- What do you mean no traces? Even me from let's just go back to the main discussions,
Bro,
please.
like I was no, like we have to even talk about because I was like, come on, a whole 15 point whatever billion, and you're going to voicemail. That's all you have.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
You don't
That's not allowed.
you
That
don't have address. You don't have anything. It's
bro,
just voicemail.
Even this guy, the guy that he was Jeffrey, that he
It
was
was not like, oh
threatening,
Jeffrey, can you call her for me? Like, bro,
bro. When he was
two of you
threatening
together.
Jeffrey, he said, "You won't see the weekend." I was like, first of all, if the guy wants to run away tomorrow, what will you do? Second of
and I was
all,
like, that
what's
will
even
bring back
happening
your
this weekend?
15
Itself?
million.
What even happened this weekend that is even motivating myself to even see this weekend?
Bro,
Now,
you know,
bank holiday, I'll be waiting.
Bro, what's killing me is that like
bro. We don't know what day
The,
it is, man.
no, but it's so funny because Jeffrey's wife just left him and took his own money. At that point, I'll be begging you to even
Bro,
kill me. Kill me now. Like, don't wait till the weekend.
Bro,
Kill me now.
the
You're
thing
doing me
killed
a
me,
favor.
man.
Oh God.
What killed me, man? The thing rejected password. Jeffrey got his type in slow motion in case he mistyped it.
we've all been there. We've all been there.
Guy didn't want to believe his eyes. I was like, nah, maybe I
Don't kill
mistyped.
me.
Guy got the type one letter at it.
Oh my
Oh God.
days, man. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh, funny guy. But back to your point, Ima, about like loved ones. I think that's a very good point actually, because we've like on throughout the show, they always talk about how like civilians and like I think women are off limits.
hmm
So the Irish guys don't go by, well, at least to the best of our knowledge, we don't know if they go by those rules.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very good point. Like how
I,
ruthless, how ruthless are they? Because how can Billy sell someone out and they're like, you know what, that's too. But then again, it might be a like if they're
I respect it though. Like if you're selling out for this guy, that means you sell us out for somebody as well. Like
idea,
loyalty
fair enough,
loyalty
fair
is a
enough,
thing on the streets. Like
fair
you
enough.
don't play like that.
Fair enough. But yeah, like they seem ruthless. I knew Billy was going to die. Bro,
He died in tracks.
the whole mama's boy thing. Like there's no mama's boy in any gangster show that I've ever seen that survived. So I just knew, even this
His,
Kieran one himself, I was even surprised that immigration didn't take him. so,
his his demeanor was like that of someone who was dying soon.
bro, he was when they asked him for the contact, he was seeming too stressed. Like I just knew this guy's going back.
Guy. Fuck,
Oh
man.
my god. So I knew he was going, but I didn't think it was going to be that way. So yes, it's interesting. Like, what if they're going to be like as ruthless, or are there principles that they go by? etc.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
even, bro, they came. To be fair, they've come with something different, like old people's homes as money laundering.
Bro.
Yeah,
And
Bro, I
the
was like,
UK, what's the average age? Supply is endless, like he said.
bro.
Like,
And like, who's even auditing or caring about old people's homes?
yeah,
bro,
bro. So that's what I'm saying.
bro,
And I guess like you were saying of like the game has always been, women and children are off limits. But I think the key thing that this whole season, or at least is trying to tell us is that the game has changed and these guys are washed. So you can't be coming here to be holding this
Fair,
kind of game,
fair,
this
fair,
kind of
fair.
rules and this thing. I feel like the whole thing has just been telling us that the game is wrong. Right from like season one, where guy Jamie was a common guy. Like, what did Jamie know that he just blew up like that? The whole
Yeah,
show is trying to
all he
tell us
had
that
was
these guys are
charisma.
washed. Yeah, just charisma
Yeah,
and like work rates. All these guys have just been like this thing.
Conti.
no charisma, like respect,
Not
respect
first.
James.
But yeah, man, like I feel like it's just for these guys to realize that this game has changed, and I feel like something vile has to happen. And they're like, yeah, this is not the game
We
I
need
knew.
to
I'm
retire.
out.
Abi.
This is not the
Yeah,
game I knew. I'm out.
Duchesne has seen
but
it though. Duchesne has seen it. Like
yeah,
What's
I think obviously with his mom see like passing
yeah.
away, and just him, even bro, man was like, like what's this thing happening? Like randomly I'll just be getting panic attacks.
Yeah, I was going to say
Like
that. Like,
imagine
why is
explaining
panic
panic
attack,
attacks to somebody on the road. Like, what do you mean I'm getting panic attacks?
bro?
I need
Like
to be switched on every minute. What do you mean
you're
I'm getting
strapped.
panic?
How can
What do you mean I
you're
have anxiety? Like,
you're strapped, and then all of a sudden you're shaking. Haba.
bro.
Yeah.
I even like
You know what's funny? I just watched one LeBron video before we started recording. The day I cannot give everything on the floor, that's when I know that it's over.
It's
I'm sure
over.
that's
Duchesne.
what Duchesne was
That's
thinking.
yeah, that's what happened to him. The guy was like, I can't give my best. Sully is still
Yeah,
running around thinking, I don't know, man. We'll see because just to put a line on that, I know we've said that maybe they're going to see something that makes them realize the game has changed. But that same thing could be the thing that makes them realize that we die here because it could be that because if they kill
first.
anyone important to Sully or Duchesne, what else is there for
These
them to
guys are
live for?
pushing
Like
40, man.
just
True, true, true.
just to go out
First.
in a blaze of glory, man.
Well, these guys are pushing 40,
Cause,
man.
cause say something happens to Sully's daughter, for example. There's nothing left to live. Like he just has to kill those people or die trying. Like that's just the truth. Like he has
fair,
no reason to live anymore. What are you
fair,
Fair
fair.
retiring
enough,
for?
sure. Fair.
Yeah,
It's like what Ghost used to say, man. How many old retired drug dealers do you see?
exactly,
They're always in the ground, man.
exactly.
Go start the mission, man. Ghost wanted to leave the game and open nightclub. They didn't let him. But that's a different story.
Do you guys think Duchesne is going to disappoint Shelley? Do you think he's going to get the money
Yeesh.
back?
No, I
I
think
think the egg is
that's
laid, man.
pretty obvious. He's not
I think
getting the
the egg
money
is laid, man.
back.
I think the egg is laid.
I think not today, mate. I'm afraid to tell you, you're not getting your money.
Like, how do we tell him, man? What's even killing me is that the guy was so
Try
confident.
somewhere else tonight, mate.
Man said 2.1 M in 7 days. The babe was even gas. Now negotiated 1.8.
I can't lie.
Does, does she
For a
know?
drug dealer, that's so stupid.
Do you think that's the line Shelley draws? Also, yeah,
Why though?
let's actually no, actually let's come back to what you said, Ebuka. For a drug dealer, that is actually so stupid. Like
How do you give
he,
16 million to one
bro.
person
But I
and
don't
then
know, man. No, but as a drug dealer,
with
what
no
option do you have,
collateral?
man? Yeah,
Also
Oh,
the
so
that's
sorry,
fact
you
that
get
this is not like 9 to 5. Like tomorrow, I know that this person is paying me. Like
and
anything can
also
happen.
yeah. I think he
if
was trying
this
to clean
lady
that summer house project now, innit?
I
Abi?
understand, right? But this lady has to swallow an air tag or something. You cannot leave while
Yeah,
knowing where
yeah,
my
yeah,
15
yeah,
million
yeah.
is. Like
That
that's
was
just
too
not
daft.
possible.
That was too daft.
And
And
like he
then
didn't even
she was like,
she,
she was even like she had already chopped 800K from it or something.
he did it.
Telling
That
But
was
man that telling man
Duchesne,
that she invested it.
Duchesne has always made some really tapped moves. That's how he entered Spain. No translator. No,
Oh
nothing.
God. You know they say you have to be a bit mad to be in this game, but like
16 million is crazy money. Let's
man
just
now
put it like that.
badged into the office thinking like magic will happen. They've told you she's not there. Man's like, where are you? He's complaining that his voicemail. You now call another person to call her. Like, bro, so that those are your only options. You don't know address. You don't
Her
have like
address. She doesn't
passport
have
number.
family. Hmm.
But that
Nah.
woman
Is her name
said she
even
doesn't
live?
even care.
Do we know if
Yeah,
her name is even
Definitely
live?
not. I
I
can
feel like
bet
the
you
woman
it's not.
is even old stuff. Like
Let me
she
just tell
doesn't
you, we're not seeing that woman again this season, man. Like there's no just like we're not seeing her again this season. Guys.
Shayo.
guys 10M.
And oh, I'm
I'm
not even going to
sorry,
say
man.
anything,
Like,
but she might have been the smartest person in this show, I beg.
you know what's
Because
even
no,
killing me?
because that's you know what's funny. That's the same way like banks operate in real life. Because it's like oh, everyone gives you money, but everyone doesn't need the money at the same time. So I can borrow from Peter, lend out to Paul, borrow
Yeah,
from Paul,
yeah.
lend out. But they're never
Yeah,
going to. But the day everybody needs their money at the same time,
true.
while I don't start, and she has that day came for her, and she realized I'm
What
gone.
even killed? No, what even killed me was that Duchesne basically made that run away because the guy sat her down. She was like, "I'm going to need some time." I was like, "By the end of the week." So and he was already like, "If you don't get it done, then
Yeah,
okay." So
true, 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 true,
you've
true,
told her that
true.
yeah, you've showed your hand that you're just there already. What do you expect? Even if
Yeah,
she has the
true,
bar,
true,
like she'll X man. Guy
true.
15M. She must have planned that retirement, this thing, man. Sis is in
Bro,
Hawaii.
picket fence, man. But
But
so
yeah, I don't know. I don't
you
see
guys
why.
don't think this is the line that Shelley draws
Yeah, I
What
don't
can
see
she
why
do?
because
that would.
she's very invested in this. This is like what she wants to do.
Okay, so she would be
She's even
heartbroken.
she's brought her friends into like the
Yeah,
operation and everything.
but like that's the thing. She's heartbroken, but it's not like Duchesne stole her money. If that makes
Exactly.
sense.
It's like, are you fighting me for drug money? I thought you
But
were only
Are you
Shelly.
trying to enter? Are you trying to enter the game, or are you only with me for my
but
drug
she
money?
does want to enter the game though. Like
Nah. Okay, so I thought she,
that's one of the selling points that she even gave him. That
But
like
that's what I'm
no,
saying. I
but
feel like she was just trying to convince him at that point.
yeah,
Like,
same,
well, we
same. I
could
think
clean
she just
money.
said
She just
said
tried to
that to
give him that
convince
extra
him.
push. But I feel
Yeah,
like she can't vex unless it's like, okay, were you with him just for the drug money? That's a problem.
yeah.
Are you
So
entitled
it's
to his
like,
money that he's dying for? That's a problem. So she has to pick
but at the
herself
same
wisely.
time, I understand why it might irritate Shelly because
it's
she's
the
like,
straw that breaks the camel's back, man.
so it could be like, oh, so I've basically I know she hasn't been with him for a while or anything, but it's like, oh, so like the one time I actually need this drug money that I've been begging you to stop, you
Bro.
now don't have it. So I
But
understand how it can be irritating.
it's the game, isn't it?
But I don't think it should be a line in the sand. Like she's with him, they're together. He said he wants to retire. Only if he goes back into the game to try and make her the money, then
Yeah,
that's when I actually think she will leave him.
I don't think she
fair
will though,
enough.
because she still wants the
Uh,
money in it.
Fair enough. I mean, we'll
Yeah,
see what happens. Like so far,
16,
so far we
16
don't
M,
know.
man.
Light might come back. We never know. So we'll see what happens.
I
Jeffrey
too
might
pray.
perform some magic.
I too pray.
Jeffrey might perform some
Nah.
magic.
it might, yeah, just yeah. Let's move on.
But so like this last two episodes also had some very important social commentary. We saw immigration. How we handle. I say we. How the UK handles immigration. Um, how people are dealt with here, and then we also see we also see how the show talks about drug abuse as well. So what do you guys think?
So I was actually gonna ask you guys this question, but I think my favorite scene from this entire episode is like was the immigration one. I can't lie, like that whole scene with the people coming out and them like
Mm-hmm,
protesting and everything. That shit
mm-hmm,
made me
mm-hmm,
emotional, right? Like really,
mm-hmm.
really emotional.
Mm.
To the point where I was wondering, did I? What was like? I was wondering what's wrong with me today that I'm emotional. And then when J Hell's spirit started playing, oh my brother, I swear to
Mm.
God, I could have cried then. I
In
was
their
like,
bag,
yo,
Said,
this is yeah,
in
I
man
was
their
said,
like,
my
bag,
this
brother.
is
in their
I
bag,
was like,
man.
this is real. That scene was powerful. I can't lie. And the way Kieran came out, the way he smiled when he saw everyone for him, the way everyone was for him, I thought that was really, really
Yeah.
beautiful, man. That was a really well done scene in total. And I like how they didn't humanize any of the police officers. All of them were dickheads the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah,
Immigration,
yeah,
all that. It was
yeah,
I really like that scene. I can't lie.
yeah.
Power to the
Y-
people, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
I guess that's the positive side, but then on the flip side, we've seen like them using like unlawful force to basically like
mhm.
Yeah.
drag out the guy, hit someone who's going through chemo, a cancer patient at that. Like they were willing to drag people out from in front of the vans and stuff. So yeah, we've
And
just seen how people in power can just obviously abuse that power, and I think Top Boy always does like a very great job of showing us how abusive these institutions are time and time again.
And it's not
yeah,
even
no.
like overstated or anything, which is something I still find insane. Like, not to
Hmm.
even get political or
Yeah,
anything, but it's like, I
yeah,
still find it insane that based on technicalities, like coming to this country as a kid without a passport or like coming on a boat or something without a passport, that they will just decide when you're an adult that, bro, you need to go back to a country that you've never been in. Like, just basically just to meet some deportation stats, like minimum deportation numbers. They just
Hmm.
start file
I
checking through
mean,
the
we,
files
we
for people
saw
they
it,
can
we
send
saw it
back.
with Windrush and everything. Like
Yeah,
people that
that's
have come in here as kids, lived their whole lives, and they all of a sudden they want
suddenly
to ship them back. It's crazy. It's crazy.
that's
Yeah, no, like the whole.
basically auditing people in the country. That's insane.
Yeah,
Like to
like
see
Yeah.
who's eligible to be
it's
sent back.
so it's so it's so dehumanizing. It's so
yeah.
like I think to be honest, yeah, if we get into it, we can stay here from now to tomorrow because the way they talk about immigration, you'd forget that it's actually people, humans, lives. Like
Yep,
even if we step outside like the top boys zone, even like the way they handle like the people coming in through the channels, the way they talk about it, the way they talk
Hmm.
about people flocking into the country, like they say it like it's just animals that are coming in and they remove that like that personal feeling of they just
Yeah,
dehumanize them. it's
dehumanization.
it's,
Yeah.
it's so horrible. But yeah, you were gonna say something.
No, I was going to. First of all, I cracked up because I don't know why my mind went. I don't know if you guys remember this OG, Don't Jealous Me immigration
Yeah,
skits
that was
with
with Vich
Bricker
and H.
Bricker.
Yeah,
Yeah. So my mind
shout
went to
out
that.
to
So,
Don't Jealous Me.
this immigration, man.
OG.
So like that thing is legendary. So my mind just went to that because like the setting was the same, the way they came, and it's like bloody immigration, man. But
Yeah.
like the scene was powerful, and like a part of me was wondering. I was like, okay, how are they going to play this? Is it just going to be like, okay, the government actually just came for him, or is it going to be like? I feel like in other shows that I've watched, it would just be like this guy's pissed somebody off in the game, and they just leaked this information that he came in as a
Hmm.
kid, passport or
Hmm.
something. But as far as we know, it's nothing like that. Um,
Hmm.
so it's like okay, it's like a real thing, but it's also like people are banding together to support, and I guess it
Yeah.
shows the power of like those kind of communities and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What people, the quote unquote hood or whatever. But like, they all kind of came together without regard for their own kind of harm and everything, and tried to make sure that they wouldn't leave him. Because the way I was looking at it, I was like, in my head, I was like, are they even going to be successful? Like, I feel like that was one thing I don't know Sha, about the show, because obviously I've not seen this kind of thing happen. Because I'm like, I don't know if Home Office would just free it like that.
Oh, they
Hmm.
do.
It,
In Glasgow, it
it
happens all the time, bro. Like, yeah.
really, like they'll just free it.
Glaswegians are really militant about like the home office. It happens all the time. Like
So
the
they'll actually just
I
free it. Because me,
bro,
I was
yeah.
worried that like, is it going to be a thing that they free it for now, then they're going to come back with more force or tear gas
Oh,
or
so yeah,
something. That was how I was
they will
thinking.
try and come back for sure. But like on that day, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen people
Yeah,
Yeah, like they say, I
start
guess they'll
gassing.
just use the public safety. Obviously, like there are too many people involved. Anything can happen.
first.
Like, might as well just leave and let things just die down and cool down, and then
Okay.
maybe you come again at another time or some
Because yeah,
whatever
me, I was
foul.
wondering like, is this something where that is he going to recall of like, okay, now he's living with that fear of like, oh, they're going to show up again, this and that. But
Yeah.
we see him and it's like, man's got to work. I'm like, "Ah, bro, you don't even help yourself, man. like, like they're talking of deporting you. I here trying to push weight, like, bro.
He needs
But
to
fair
stay on
enough,
the
man.
low for some time.
A soldier is
See,
a soldier,
see,
man.
back there's a point Emmanuel made, and I actually took a note of this, and it's like the whole community came together, and even Jack, came to, she had drugs to sell, she had runners to organize. She said, "You guys, fuck the drugs for now. Just go and join this protest." Duchesne came and he's like, "You guys are messing with my money," which is Duchesne is an idiot, by the way. I don't know how you do drugs for 16 years and one day is so important to your cash flow. But anyways, like, you
No,
guys are
bro.
messing with my money, and then Jack is like, I'm sorry, like, that's not gonna happen, bro. Like, we're doing this protest for Kieran. Like, I'm not letting Kieran go. And I hope that that's the message Top Boy finishes with, that like the value of community, like somehow, yeah, drugs and all
Yeah,
that, but these people stuck together for one of their own.
and
They
the
defeated
youngest
the
I
Home
like
guess
Office. Yeah, something
I was
important,
no
and
sorry.
like they relegated the drugs, even though it shows like for just one day they were like, the making the money, the selling of the drugs is not important right now. Community comes first. Like, we don't want Kieran gone, like, forget your money, forget
uh,
everything. And I really hope that message stays, and it's like, I know it's not a happy show, as Emmanuel says, but I hope it's like the crowning moment or the message that this
no,
season
but I
finishes with.
get you. I feel like it also feeds into like the youngins or the new breed versus these old school guys, because the Shane is like, yo, why you align cops see your face? Why you costing me money? All these types of things, like, business first. But like the youngins are like, look, the more we stick together, the more these guys are willing to sacrifice for us. Like Kieran is probably going to do a deadly mission now if Jack asks him, because he'll be like, oh shit, she stood by me during this thing. You get like inspiring loyalty the right way, rather than Duchesne and Sully that were doing it by fear of like, this man's not going to chat to me because I'm going to start war, I'm going to fuck him up and stuff. But like these guys are showing that they're actually loyal, because I can't remember who even said to Duchesne like, oh, he called Kieran his friend, and it's like, no, he's not my friend. And it's like,
Yeah,
these guys, the youngins, are like trying to do it by community, and we'll get to Steph as well. But you see, like, they are giving him like a family, and that's the vibe that they're going for, rather
Yeah.
than that kind of this thing. So it's again
what
showing
kind
you
of
that these
family
guys are
though?
washed. No, but like they're supporting him in it.
Yeah, I
They're
get
like
you. I get
supporting
you.
him
I get
because
you.
can you imagine going to tell Duchesne
True.
that yo they stole my chain? Yeah, fuck you,
Yeah.
man. Like
No.
go do
Like,
your
yeah.
job.
100%. In a way, I get what you're saying, because yeah, like, you know, drugs and all that and whatever. Maybe it just puts it more in your face. But the truth of the matter is that Steph needs support. He needs support beyond like a house or somewhere to stay. He needs support
Hmm.
beyond his teachers at school. And sadly, if these are the people closest to him giving him the support, like, this is the way he's going to go. And like, that's the loyalty he's going to give. That's the loyalty he's going to have. Because yeah,
Yeah.
forget that it looks negative in the sense that they're bringing him on missions or beating people up for him. But they were like, oh, come hang out with us, rap with us, come out partying
Yeah.
with us. Like
Yeah.
they're supporting him in the way that they know how to
Yeah.
support him. Like
Yeah.
that guy
Yeah.
spotted him at the gym. They're taking
Yeah,
care of him basically, and
and
Yeah.
it
like the
Yeah.
doesn't
main thing,
seem.
like I said, oh sorry, I was just gonna say like the main thing I said they took his battle as their own.
Yeah,
Like I said, anybody
exactly.
else would be like he's a fucking stupid chain or
Yeah,
whatever. But like you
like
know,
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I agree in terms of like what Ebuka initially said about like community and hoping that that message stays throughout. I therefore agree because that's something I think we've kind of lost outside of the show. We've kind of lost that sense of community. Not even just here, like even I feel like even like kind of like back home in Nigeria as well. Like we've growing up,
hmm
like everybody was together, like, but right now it feels like, when people like Duchesne, it doesn't even have to be like a drug dealer, when you kind of like make it out of the hood, or when you make it, you just detach yourself from that, life, from that community, from that family. It becomes more of a selfish thing. And I think it's just a reminder that we should always just look out for each other. We should always, because if nobody cared, if Mandy didn't come out to do the corridors, they're taking him downstairs, locking him in the van, and that's it. Like it's a wrap. But obviously, if we're always looking out for ourselves, if we don't send for the next person, which I think a lot of us are guilty of. It's not like it's not something that is intentionally done, but it's just to remind yourself always where you're from, and who the people that you should look out for, the people that you should always have their backs and stuff. So I hope that that message stays throughout the show, because at the end of the day, also Top Boy has a lot of like commentary on who we are as Black people, and I think we should therefore always try to look out for ourselves as Black people, because structurally nobody else is going to look out for us, I think. So yeah.
you think? Nice
that's
caveats,
true.
bro. Sorry, your employer is still listening.
How do we tell him?
Oh my god. But you guys touched on something that I also wanted us to talk about, which is drug abuse, and obviously drugs. We've seen the show. This show is about drugs. We know that,
Yeah.
but also the negative effects of drug dealing, crack, you know, all those things that Ebuka is into. So
Fucking hell.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh boy. Like we just knock Baba door now. Stay tuned.
Oh my gosh. But now, jokes aside, though, the effects of it, and we've seen it with Lauren. Obviously, like a lot of people don't even start out wanting drugs. It just happens to be the coping
Yeah.
mechanism that they use. And I don't know if there's a message that the show is trying to tell us, that both people that they've tried to use in the first two episodes as like why drugs are bad are both mothers and
Mm.
newborns. Um, but yeah, what do you guys think about that?
I think like the Lauren thing like touched me quite a bit because I think it's not even just like drug abuse and stuff. I think in these shows like the innocent characters are always like, or quote unquote innocent characters are always like the most like important, like the most dramatic, because they're almost kind of paying for the environment they're in. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Lauren has just been a victim, like from being with Curtis, and I don't even know
Mm-hmm.
like their family life before. Like obviously
Mm-hmm.
that family life was a bit rough for her to end up with Curtis and for Jack to end up in the path she went to. You know
Mm-hmm.
that things weren't right, so like
Mm-hmm.
that was hard with Curtis, that was an abusive relationship. And then he
Mm-hmm.
ended up, in a pregnancy and in a child. And obviously, those come with very complex feelings of like, especially when the father of the child dies. And,
You
with that
stabbed the
kind of,
father of the child to death.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, with that whole kind of scenario, like,
Shit, I
whenever
actually
I've like,
forgot that. That's true.
yeah, like whenever I've read about this stuff, it's like, you as much as you don't want to, you almost kind of start looking at the child with those. with that kind of glint, like they remind you of that experience, of that trauma and everything. Although obviously the child is totally innocent, and I feel like with that and probably a bit of like postpartum depression, I feel like Lauren was in a very very dark place. And then you now add in the fact that, like Jack was saying, of like she's literally only seen hospital and the house since the whole thing. So it's like there's isolation and stuff. And after like COVID and stuff, like most of us will attest to that fucks with your mental health if you're seeing like the same four walls very often and stuff like that. So like adding all these factors, I'm like, oh shit, like she was really, really in the trenches mentally. And then she is now in an environment where she has access to people that have drugs. Do you get? So she kind of fell into that because I've forgotten the guy's name, but I think he works for like Jack as well. And he starts supplying her. And it's like she's just looking for any form of escape. Like you can see that she's struggling so much to the point that, like, one of the cutest things when you have a child is like, oh, what do I name him? Like she didn't even want to name the kid for how long, like to tell you that she's like, I'm not here for this at all. She gets, and obviously it again has a lot of effects that trickle down because she's now into drugs as well. She can't breastfeed, so things like that. And it's like she's obviously also blaming herself and everything, and she's looking at her sister being good with the kid, and she's probably thinking, or at least what I was reading from it was like,
In better hands, probably.
yeah, G get, like, she's better than me. The kid doesn't need me, and this and the one time she's now with the kid, what, and she can't calm him down and stuff. Is like, she kind of gives into the dark, intrusive thoughts, and we lose her. And it's just like shows how things can really spiral without the right support and without the right, um, um, kind of arrest at the right time. Like, like each of these things that I've said now have snowballed. Like, if their family life was better, she might have not have ended up with Curtis. If she got out of that Curtis relationship earlier, there would be no pregnancy. She might have healed easier. All these types of things. Like there were different points where things could have stopped, but like they kept going and going and going, and it's like it just
Yeah,
kind of shows you that
yeah,
unfortunately you get to a point where it's too late to save
yeah,
someone, and she wasn't strong enough to save herself, but she wasn't in a position where she felt like she could ask for help as well.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just such a tragic like tale for a character. And it's just like, like it's very sad. And it's like, you think back now and like almost all of Lauren's adult life was just being a victim. Like that is
yeah,
very, very tragic.
yeah, yeah,
Like what were her own hopes and dreams? Nobody even really knows.
yeah.
Like that was just it. So it really hits me, and it was really like, damn, like this just kind of shows you like this is what Duchesne, Sully, and these guys are in the game. They've made their own choices, but these Lauren is someone that didn't make any of these choices really,
She's a victim of the
and
environment, like you said. Yeah,
like she's screwed, and it's just like, yeah, it's just terrible. And it kind of shows that, like, when you get into this game, like, you don't need to just think about yourself. Like, there's so many things you don't think about that play a factor, and
yeah,
then for me as well, I'm looking at, okay, this has happened to Lauren, and then Bex is there as well. I'm like, is she safe? Do you get, like, it's just, yeah, it's just a mad one basically.
yeah. I think that is a very strong. Like you've said, like some very strong points there. I think number one, definitely, probably the biggest victims are the people who are not actually actively participating in this, like in the crimes that are being carried out, and the way you've broken it down with Lauren. Yeah, it's in the show, like watching it, you don't expect it, but then when you
Yeah,
reflect on it the way you have, it does make sense that this would break this person, because at the end of the day, like you said, she never planned for the pregnancy. The dad is an abusive father. She killed the father. Like those are very traumatic memories. Obviously, we don't know what she's thinking about, in the night or during her day, and I see she probably even thought very horrible end, but I think she thought,
it's for the
my
best.
sister, yeah, my sister is for the best, and my sister has given me this perfect day. So what
Yeah,
other? She probably had those thoughts, but then she's
yeah.
like, what other way than to, at least leave with this joy, knowing that this is what my sister gave me
Yeah.
on the last
Oh,
day.
you
Like,
guys, you guys think she committed suicide rather than just like an accidental overdose?
No, I think she
I,
definitely committed suicide.
I think she committed suicide. You don't think she
That's
overdosed?
interesting. No, no, she definitely
because
overdosed, but I don't know if it was like on purpose or
Sorry,
just
yeah. Do you think
accidental.
it was accidental? Sorry, yeah. Do you think it was
Yeah,
accidental?
maybe I need to watch it again, but I thought it was accidental,
no,
or it could have
I
been.
think it was
But
suicide. But I didn't
yeah,
even deep that point you made of like she's probably thinking, yeah, I don't think it can get any better than this.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And it's probably a crowning moment because like that's when she felt happy enough to name the kid.
yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. So, and even I know I mentioned the whole like two mothers in the first two episodes, but I think what they were trying to do with that was to just show us, how Jack now has a new perspective on things now. Like there's a bit like she, I don't want to say maybe cares about babies, but she has now that soft spot that she probably never had before.
Hmm.
She's now seeing, the little baby that she has, her little nephew, and obviously like she wants the best for this person, and she would never want any mother to go through what her sister is going through, or what her nephew probably went through in terms of like the mom. So yeah, I think very sad and very tragic end to a character, like you
yeah,
said.
I have nothing else to say. Manu said everything, so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
honestly.
that's just it. Lauren had a tragic life. No one would probably ever understand everything. So yeah, can't
Yeah,
judge. Can't. Just a sad story, to be honest.
yeah. But then finally, before we wrap it up for the first two episodes, a guy that I think is gonna play a very big role this season. What do you think? What do you guys think Steph's role is gonna be this season?
The new gen.
New Gen.
The youngins are coming, stepping
Youngins
up.
are coming.
His
My
braids,
mantra.
his braids are actually they're fire. Not
What?
gonna
I
lie,
thought you were gonna
his
say they're very
braids.
tight.
No, 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 no. Nah, I think they suit him properly. I think they
It's
suit him.
so funny how, like, I wonder how old Steph is supposed to be. But when
I think he's like
Mandy
18
said,
or 19 in real life.
"Swear," oh, in real life,
Yeah.
In real
or I
life,
mean
no,
in the
no, but in
show,
the
but
show is 14.
Nah, nah, nah. He's probably
okay,
like younger. Yeah, way
yeah,
No, I
younger.
because
think it's 14 now.
When Mandy was like, "You like him," I was like, "How old is Steph that women are already liking him?" But
I think
nah.
stuff is supposed
Oh,
to be like 15.
also,
Yeah,
like, little side notes. I don't know if that girl is Driss's daughter in real life, but the casting is actually amazing. Like, she actually
it's spot
does
on.
look
Yeah,
exactly like Driss. It's
Bro.
weird. She does look exactly like Driss. But
just was funny,
Steph,
man. I missed the guy. I won't
Steph.
lie.
What's gonna happen with Steph? Um, I actually don't know. I can't tell. I feel like Steph is going down a path with Jamie's friends. That I don't know if he stays on that path or if he gets saved by Erin.
No
But
way
I'm
he's
hope.
getting saved. No
Oh
way.
Erin
my
is loving.
god, that was very
Erin is
vehement.
loving it, man.
This
Erin is
is
loving
this
it.
is this is a how do we tell him moment? Because how do we
Oh
tell
my
you, bro?
Yeah,
Like
god.
because
he's
I,
not
I
Yeah.
getting
feel
saved.
like
In
I feel
fact,
like Erin is.
I actually think Steph is gonna kill somebody this season.
Yeah,
It might
Okay.
not it might not be obviously it probably won't be Sully. Might be,
Yeah.
but Steph is going to kill someone this season, I
So you
think.
think
I think
Steph stays
it's.
in the game? Top boy ends with Steph
100%.
still in the drug game.
100%. I
I
think
think it's
he
one of
might.
two things. So I think either like Steph goes out like okay, well like okay, this is therefore the next big boy, but
Yeah.
or he bites off more than he can chew and he casts one of the
Okay.
two. I think it's just one of those
Because
two because Erin saving him is out of it because Erin too like look at how she looked after he beat up that guy, giving him Harley Quinn energy like that's my man. I'm like okay. Because
no, because
no, like normally, if you're thinking of that, she'd be a bit scared. Like, you, this is not the Steph
she
I was
did.
thinking.
She told
Not
him not to
bro,
do it.
But
But when he came
she's
back,
young though.
the way
She's
she
young
came,
though.
when he
What
came back, the way
she's
she
very
was
young
smiling,
though. Nah, but
the way
she's
she
young
was
though.
smiling
Like
at him.
she's young
Ah,
though, so like I can't expect
see,
better from both of them as teenagers. Like their environment is very impressionable on them. So like I
again,
guess at
yeah,
14, 15, you probably know the consequences of things like this, but you don't like even us till now. You, but I don't know about you two. Obviously, I wouldn't assume. But me personally, sometimes I'm still a bit blown away by like, people are actually doing drugs, and they're actually like
it's
doing
wild to
these
me.
things. Do you get exactly?
It's
So like
wild to
obviously
me.
at 15. it might not come across to you like that. It's like it might just be something that you just think on the
But
surface level.
yeah, I don't. I think what's going to be important. I don't know if Erin knows about Driss. Like, does she know his game and everything? Like he was in the game and
Probably
stuff.
like he's passed away, and I think in
No,
those
but
communities, you
sometimes.
hear things, and obviously, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, but
there's.
as a youngin, like they just keep saying, your dad and stuff. Like, I feel like there's still the possibility that she doesn't really know that her dad was Driss and he was in this game and he was a big boy in the game and stuff
I
like
don't.
that.
I
Someone would
don't
have
think
said
so,
something.
Sha.
Kids are
Yeah, I don't
evil.
think so.
Someone would have said
And
something.
also, like, those type of communities, like every like
First, so you guys feel she knows that the game is in
she
her
hundred
blood, basically.
percent. Yeah, 100%.
It's not
Okay,
in our
so
blood. Come on,
that so,
we're not doomed by our blood. It's not
no,
in
no,
our
I'm not
blood.
saying it's do. It can be in your blood. It doesn't mean you have to act on it. But like
Okay.
the game is in her blood, is what I'm saying. So it's
Fair.
like,
I
because
don't
another
know.
thing is that sometimes, like when you have an estranged parent, like sometimes well, what I've read about is that like you find something that makes you close to them. Like maybe you have an estranged
Fair.
dad or something that was a football fan or something. So when you
Mm-hmm.
play football, you feel closer to them. I wonder
Mm-hmm.
if the show goes that route of like Aaron feels closer to Driss by being in the game, with Steph and everything. And because I'm telling you, that look she gave him when he came back, like, yeah, man, Steph too was like, I fucked up the pussy. I'm like, she was, she was feeling it. Like if she wasn't feeling it, because that kind of thing is green or red. Like either she's feeling
Yeah.
it or it's an ick. But she was
Yeah.
feeling it, so it's like I don't think she's going anywhere, man. The only thing is
Fair.
that
Fair.
because they're giving us the vibe that she's kind of a good girl, she might accidentally like let it loose or whatever and snitch or
Yeah.
something. But I think
So
she's in the game. I think they're giving us our new gen. Like Steph is going to be there. Erin is his missus. They're gonna try and rise up in the streets. And we'll see. But Steph, he has the zeal for the game. Man came and started trying to bench
Man said,
100 kg.
man says you.
Man came out, was like, look, I need to be in this game. Let's start benching 100 kg. Fuck school. I'm like,
Man says you.
no,
He has passion. He
bro,
has. He
no
has
warm
the
up,
raw.
no warm up, no nothing. He's got that dog in him, man. Like no warm up, no nothing. Man carried the 100 kg bench. It's
Oh
like
my god.
you have to respect it. You have to respect it. So we'll see
Fair
what
damn.
enough.
happens.
You
We'll
know,
see what happens.
I drug dealer shows often like to do the whole cycle thing. So I think you guys might be right. Maybe Steph doesn't get saved and he just sadly ends up as a victim of his environment and just
The show
ends
made
up
me
in the
miss
drug
miss
game.
arts though. It made me miss arts, man. I
Why did
can't
you
believe
miss
arts.
arts? Because you messaged the group chat and you were like, you just
No, I
remembered
just
arts.
remembered
As
when
why?
ads entered bin, man. Like that was so fucking
Yeah.
sad when
Arts
his
Arts
momsy was
death was
looking for
messed
him.
up, man. Arts
No,
death
but
was
like
messed up.
because Arts and Steph came up now together, they were besties
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
Those
yeah,
guys were
true.
so innocent. There's Arts that was so innocent that now made him start pushing drugs in Liverpool for fuck's sake. I mean, no, it was Manchester they sent him to. They just put guy on trade to Manchester to go
With
and deliver
backpack,
products. For fuck's
bro.
sake, like now found him in bin, man. When his mom was
Yeah,
looking for him, so
yeah, that
I
was
missed
terrible.
Arts, but I feel like what we're going to get. Obviously, they said Aaron is in Leeds now doing a marketing job or whatever. Fair play to Aaron, man. Throughout all of this, so Aaron kind of
Man
shows you too that
always wanted to. He always wanted to run away, man.
But that's the thing. Like it shows you that like your environment doesn't have to be you. Like from day one, Aaron wanted his first class, even with Deliveroo job, everything. He got his first class. I was like, "Fuck you, niggas, man! Like, I'm out of here." Guy got his marketing job in Leeds, but
But
I feel like
in
we're
in a
building.
way, in a way, don't like. In a way, he kind of owes. No, well, I don't know if owes is the right word,
Obviously, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Like he owes it to the
Jamie
environment.
protected them from that very
Yeah, yeah,
much. Like he
yeah. No,
basically took
definitely.
on that role as their parents. Like there are some people that obviously would not have the benefit that Aaron had of like an older brother. That some like Aaron, Jamie could easily have just been bringing Aaron on the missions with him,
No,
and
but
Aaron
that's
will have that
different.
love for the game as he's growing up.
No, but like what I'm saying is that no, Aaron also was like driven. Like Aaron could easily have been like, "Yo, bro, I want to get in the game." Do you get me? But like Aaron was always
Yeah,
about his first
yeah,
class
yeah,
and
yeah.
getting. getting out of it. So I feel
But
like we're going to have like a scene with Aaron and Steph, Sha, where Aaron is going to
fair,
figure out what this guy is doing, and then
fair.
we'll get that
Steph, man,
tension and everything.
somebody save Steph.
It's too far gone, man.
No, don't. No, there's no saving for him, man.
It's too far gone,
He don't want to be saved,
man.
but
Save him.
It's too far gone,
he
man.
he
That's my
might be the
boy,
one
man.
to. He might be the one to offshot Sully shot. Let's see where it goes.
I feel
Yeah,
like there's
He will
something,
have. He will
and
have an encounter with Sully for sure,
yeah,
the fact
definitely.
that they showed him clocking Tasha as well,
bro.
and Sully too looked at him like, this youngin kind of looks familiar. So there's
Familiar. He
something
knows
there.
him.
No, no, I know, but like,
Yeah, and I think that's where Sully might end up meeting his Waterloo, as my grandma will say,
I
because
don't die.
he
Meeting his
knows
Waterloo.
I don't die, big.
because
I don't die.
he knows Steph, right? But he probably believes he's too hot for Steph to touch. Like Steph is not going to be
That's what I'm
silly
saying. He
enough to
doesn't know
touch
this
you.
game, man.
Yeah,
He thinks
until
that this is about
yeah,
respect.
exactly. He probably thinks Steph won't touch me, but then he will realize that the same way he went to someone's living room and blew their brother's brains out, that they can do the same to
Bro.
him. That was
That's
such
what
an
I'm saying.
insane thing to do. I can't lie.
Tasha is in the fucking school, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it sounds vile. I said that thing like poisoning lunch, but it's literally that easy. Like if
what kind of
if Steph
kind
wants to get
of
revenge,
what kind of Nollywood movie is that? Sha? Just,
no guy, forget. Okay, obviously not even that, but like they're in the same school. He can easily
yeah,
just
he
kidnap
can.
her.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Steph is even older, so like all kind
Oh
of
yeah,
this
he is.
different
Yeah,
vibes. Like there's
yeah.
so many things he can just do. So unless Sully as a big man wants to now start standing in front of school gate every morning. So the game is how it is, man. Like, or he'll start homeschooling her. So
So,
we'll
what are you
see,
guys
Sha.
excited for this? Like beyond these two episodes, what are you excited for? What do you think will happen? How do you think the season will go from here?
I think me, I'm excited for Steph. Like wherever they take the show, I think I'm just excited for him. I think like I've taken to him in these first two episodes. I don't know why, but like, I feel like I'm just very interested as to like where he goes from here. Do you get like does he obviously is he saved or does he not get saved as we've been saying? And then I'm also excited just to see what the Irish links are all about and how Duchesne and Sully actually negotiate the new game as we've said in this episode. Like how do they does the
Resolve the
experience does the
tension.
experience come through or are they out of their depth now? So yeah.
Yeah. Now I have to echo the same. I feel like I'm excited for Steph. Like, there's a part of me that feels like obviously top boy, but I feel like the three seasons could end up being Steph's origin. You get like we've seen him from a youngin and everything, like who is lost and stuff, and like it could be like okay, this thing ends with him as top boy. Do you get like this is how the thing flows? So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see what they do with Jack. I don't know how she's going to end. Like again, I go back to that line. How many retired drug dealers do you know? And now she has a kid as well.
Oh,
So
Jack
it's
is they're
like
definitely laying seeds for Jack to like come out, man. Like she's like so many, like I think twice in these first two episodes she's basically said, a couple things are more important than drug dealing. First it was her sister and then the immigration thing. So they're definitely laying seeds for her to come out like the game. If she does it, then great, but maybe they're also laying seeds for showing that things can be really important. People can want to leave, but they don't end up being able to, or something keeps
Yeah,
them there. So who knows, man? But I definitely think they've laid the seeds for her to potentially leave and shown that to her. She's seen that there's more important things in life than running around selling drugs.
fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, that brings us to a wrap of our coverage of the first two episodes. Thank you so much, Ima and Ebuka, for hopping on. I'm not gonna call you that nickname,
nah,
but
let's keep it that way, please.
but yeah, no, it's been fun. Hoping to see you guys again to talk about the next two episodes. Thank you guys so much for listening to us so far. Ima, Ebuka, and I, we've always wanted to have our own, pod. So this is our
Is this the
very
first
little
time we recorded
sample.
together?
Yeah, this is the first
Yeah,
ever
the
time
three of us.
this is the
Oh
first ever
wow!
time we've ever recorded
I
together.
can't believe we actually did it without laughing and bullshitting the whole way through. That's pretty.
To be fair, we did that, but we were also serious at some point. So, but
Fair, yeah,
yeah, hopefully we do more of these to come. See, life is just funny because we didn't even plan for this one to happen; it just happened.
yeah.
So,
Life, life, life.
but
Shout out
yeah,
to
all right.
Netflix.
Shout out to
Hi
Netflix for
guys.
real. Thank you
Bye.
so
I just got
much.
the new
So we've
battery.
done like a couple of winning time episodes. Please listen to that. We covered the Barbenheimer week. So we have episodes on Oppenheimer and Barbie. Please check out those episodes. And we have a lot of content, a lot of TV and film has come out this year. So please check out our episodes. Really appreciate. Subscribe, share to your friends and family and your loved ones. And yeah, see you next time. Bye guys.
Hi guys.
Bye.